Hey yo, salute to all my subscribers. Shout out to everybody else passing through. So I'm back again with another episode in the podcast, life, relationships, and everything in between. It's been a minute, but we're going to get right back into it. And I came through today with my podcast partner from Straight Talk No Chaser. And we really got a real good, what I think, social media driven, controversial discussion that we're going to get into today. But first, I'm going to let Ty say what's up to y'all.
Hey, what's going on, man? This is Tyrone Desperado at gmail.com. Hit me up. That's my Instagram. That's my Twitter. That's my Gmail. So get it on.
Ty always got to plug himself. He also does, I ain't mad at it. He also does graphic design. So he also does graphic design. So hit him up if y'all want something done. I mean, I've been trying to get him to get me a logo for a minute. It's hot. Yo, listen, everybody, when he finally gets around to it, I know it's going to be dope, but it's just getting him to get around to it because he's so busy. But hit him up, whatever. Subscribe to all his stuff, follow him on his platforms. I have to apologize to my people because I've been so busy with the Straight Talk platform and just trying to help Ty get everything up and running and trying to get this thing going that I've been kind of neglecting y'all. And I'm back. And I'm actually trying to get a new permanent podcast partner for this platform. I'm going to have an episode coming very soon with my sister-in-law. Hopefully, she'll like the whole process and then she'll be my permanent podcast platform. We'll see how it goes. Anyway, though, so y'all know I like to troll social media. And when I come across something that just pops out to me, I get fired up. I got to talk about it. So I hit Ty up probably about a week ago, I want to say. I came across this post, and this person typically will ask her Facebook friends and followers questions, and they'll kind of have conversations, and they'll go in about it. And then so I'm looking at this one post, and I'm like, this is interesting. I want to talk about this. So the question was, do you feel that if you're transgender and you meet someone, whether y'all having a one-night stand or whatever, or y'all just meeting each other and seeing where it goes, the question was, do you think that you should have to disclose that before you engage sexually with that person? Now, I know that immediately on the surface, it may seem kind of weird and discriminatory a little bit. But I think if you take it a step further, if you put it in the same realm as, disclosing potential like STDs or whatever the case, I wondered if people would look at it the same way. I'm not saying that's how I look at it. I'm just saying that's what made me want to bring it to Ty and bring it to my platform so that we can bring it to y'all. Ty, what do you think about this? If you are a transgender and you meet someone, because let's be real, I mean, nowadays in 2017, these doctors are extremely talented at making, like if someone wants to get a sex change and they want to, be a woman or whatever, you can't even tell sometimes. So my question to you, do you think if you were out in a club, out and about, you're single, you're mingling, living it up, and you meet someone and you go back home with them or you take them back home, would you want them to disclose that to you? Do you think that that's something that they should be responsible to doing? Let's get into this podcast.
So, I mean, it's kind of, I'm a little biased on these. I am attracted to transgender people, both male and female. But there are people who need to know and want to know. Now, one thing I want to tell people is like the LGBTQ community is combined in a sense in that language, but being gay or being lesbian does not make you an expertise on on transgender issues, because gay and lesbian is who you choose to have sex with.
Educate them.
Being transgender is about your gender and who you were or are not be born to be.
Right.
So,
and also too,
never assume that a lesbian or a gay person know more about transgender issues than anybody else, because that has nothing to do with being gay or bi. It
absolutely
has everything to do with your gender.
And then let me take that a step further too.
I have more knowledge about transgender people only because I interact with them more.
Well, let me just real quick.
I'm sorry, man.
Let me just real quick for the people, because I'm glad that you did that. When you are a transgender, for you people that think of it as, oh, I don't want these freaks using our bathroom. I don't want this. I don't want that. This is something that these people have been struggling with since they came into themselves with their own identity. They're not saying, I'm a boy and I want to be a girl, or I'm a girl and I want to be a boy. No, in their heads, they truly feel like their body has betrayed them and they were born with the wrong physical parts. That's something totally different from what you people in the media are making it out to be.
Absolutely.
It's every mind state, every mental thought. You feel like you're a woman, but your body says you're a man, or vice versa. And they just want to, thankfully we have the resources and we have the technology to do it. They just want what they see when they look in the mirror to match what's already been going on in their head. They're not waking up one day and saying, I want to cross dress. Knock it off, wake up, and educate yourselves.
Exactly. And we're not in a position to judge. We're not in a position to say you should be doing this or you should be doing that. These people feel how they feel.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's what it is, at the end of the day.
Right.
Now, let's go back to the whole situation
Exactly.
about dating and relationships. Unfortunately, I do feel like it is your duty as somebody who's transgender. It sucks to say this. Oh my God, I hate that I have to say this.
I don't think it's a bad thing to say. Go ahead.
You should say that you are transgender, and it sucks because that's such a personal thing, and that's not something you should feel like you have to share with every stranger. But if you're going into a situation like that, you unfortunately kind of have to, because we don't live in a society of open-mindedness, and it's not just to protect that person, but it's also to protect yourself, because you don't know how that person is going to react if they find out that you're not who they thought you were.
Right. And you know what?
So it's a protection issue, it's a safety issue, it's a social issue, and it's sad because it's sad.
Right.
People still have a lot of stigmatism towards stuff like that, and
Right.
it breaks my heart that it is this way. Unfortunately, it is for right now.
And that's
in 2017, this space we live in, it's an issue.
Well said. Well said. And that's an angle that I do agree with. Definitely it is a safety matter in there. I really can't think of the name, and I really wish that I could. Ty's going to have to help me out. There was a movie when I was younger, and it was a true story. And I really wish I could think of this woman's name. It was about and I hope I'm not getting it wrong. It was about a young boy who was really a transgender, and these guys found out, and they ended up raping and killing her. Ty, do you remember this movie?
Yeah, from Matthew Shepard.
I'm thinking of a different one, because I thought in this movie,
a Crying Game,
because this one that I'm talking about, this was someone who had all male features, but then they found out that the genitalia was different, and they ended up.
I understand that.
Okay.
No, I think I know what you're talking about.
Okay, good. Thanks for saving me, because I didn't want to get dragged at all by the LGBT. I don't want no beef. I got love for y'all, respect. I don't want no beef. Okay, but look, here's why I agree that it should be disclosed. And my angle is a little bit different from what Ty's is, but I do agree with his angle. There is a safety issue, and people are ignorant and they react crazy. But having said that, and I'm going to get into my introspective bag, I really think that the first step to really taking away some of the stigma around the whole transgender thing is to empower yourselves. Because I feel like if you feel like it's a bad thing, or you feel guilty, or if you feel guarded and you don't want to disclose that, I kind of feel like people can take that as you not wanting to disclose, as you knowing that it's wrong, and it's not wrong. And I feel like the same way that when you meet someone, you would have required conversations about, your health as far as STDs go, who you're sleeping with and how many people and that type of thing, and whether or not you have kids. I feel like it should be a part of the normal conversation, and let people decide for themselves, because just like I will fight forever for your right to be and to identify as whoever you identify as, we also have to understand that other people, whether they are ignorant or not, whether they understand or not, they also do have the right to their own choice of who they lay down with. Now, we're not talking about you going to a job interview and you disclosing you're transgender. We're not talking about you meet someone, hi, I'm trans. We ain't talking about that. We're talking about you deciding to get together in an intimate moment with someone and exchange bodily fluids, yes, I definitely feel like anybody, whatever it is, if you feel like, it's something that should be disclosed, then it should be. You know what I mean? And I just think that goes a long way, as far as trust and building a relationship with someone, because honestly, if you disclose that to someone that you're really... Wait, hang on. Let me just finish my point really quick. Wait, let me finish my point really, 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 really quick. Sorry. If you... Damn, I hope I didn't forget my point. If you... Damn, I think I forgot my point that I was trying to make. No, it's cool. It's cool.
I know. What I was just gonna say really quick is that you're a post-op transgender person. That means that you're somebody who already switched over down below.
Right.
If it's just a one-night stand or if it's just a sexual thing, I don't think you need to disclose it. Because it's not like if you're a post-op transgender female, it's not like they're going to get you pregnant. And if you're a post-op male, your dick is hard. You're going to do what you better do. You know what I mean? But
I get what you're saying, Ty, from a mechanical.
If it's a situation where you're not post-op and you're hooking up with a guy who thinks you're a girl and they pull your pants out and they see your penis, that's a little kind of...
Yeah, but I see your point mechanically.
And I'm just a hookup situation, not a relationship or dating type thing.
Yeah, but
if you're somebody and you want something long term, you have to be honest with them because if you're a female, you're not going to be able to bear children. You're not going to be able to do those kind of things, so you have to kind of say, okay, well...
I still think that regardless of whether if you're post-op or not, I still think that that's something that you just should disclose, because you might not know how that person feels about that. They might not want to...
If I am a transgender female and I had a vagina built and it looks like a real vagina, and we're just having a one-night stand, like with sex, you do your thing, I do my thing, and we're moving on. I'm not going to tell you. I'm your vagina.
But me as an individual, though, if I'm as a single man, though, if I meet a woman who is post-op transgender, I still would want to know, because I think it's just a respect thing. Like, I wouldn't want you to engage in any activities with me, and there's potentially something that I'm not telling you that would possibly change your decision to engage in that activity. You know what I mean? I don't know.
I don't know, man. I think in that particular situation, I don't think it's necessary.
Because forget the safety.
You want a vagina.
Because here's the thing though. But here's the thing. Forget the safety matter. Forget that the potential danger, safety wise. Forget that. All one-night stands ain't necessarily just a one-night stand and you never talk to that person again. Potentially, you can go on to have a friendship or whatever with that person. And that's something that the longer you are in communication with that person, at some point, they're gonna find out. And that could potentially ruin any type of...
This is your job as somebody who's entering in sex with a stranger who you don't know at all. It's your job to ask questions.
Yeah, but that's not a question you would ever think to ask.
If I still had a penis and I was looking at the transgender female and I still had my penis, you're going to see I'm pulling my pants out, but not to ask those questions.
But that's why I think...
And that's your problem. If I did cut it and got a vagina, that's your problem.
Yeah, but that's even more of a reason why I feel like you should. I would feel it would be incumbent on me to disclose, because a person who is acting responsibly and they're trying to do the right thing by asking the right questions. Yeah, you might ask a person if they have kids. You might ask them if they have an STD, whatever. You would never think to ask someone if they're transgender.
Absolutely. But my whole thing is that
Hold on, Ty. You're cutting out. You're cutting out right now.
Am I here?
All right, you're good. Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
If I have the body parts to fulfill a one-night stand, just a guy that I randomly met, then I'm going to do it. Like, I'm not going to sit and think, well, this used to be a dick, and now it's not.
But do you see?
Excuse me, and this is,
Yeah,
I'm talking about in terms of a one night stand, like not somebody who
yeah.
I'm gonna date, who I'm gonna say, if I got the surgery, then that is
But
a
let me tell you
vagina.
why
It's
that's
not,
dangerous. But let me tell you why that's dangerous. And I may, uh, I may get some backlash from this, but I'm gonna tell you why that's dangerous. I think it's the rabbit having the gun. For the same reasons that I feel like people are wrong for shaming homosexuals and lesbians, gay men, whoever. I feel like you are potentially, if that person ever somehow found out in the small social media driven world that we live in, that, oh, remember last year when you met this chick or this dude, well, there really was a transgender or whatever, you might potentially create some self-conscious issues within that person, and they might end up they might end up having they might end up having those same self-conscious issues. And I don't think that I don't think you could say that that's a person's fault, because I mean, if you're engaging in a one night stand, it takes two people. And the same way that you would be upset if you had sex with someone and found out after the fact that they had AIDS, it wouldn't be acceptable for you to say, well, it's your fault. I think it's both parties' fault. I think it lies 50-50. It's 50-50.
So like that, you enter it as an adult and you made the choice.
And that's why it's 50-50. So if you met someone tomorrow, and you had a one night stand with them and you found out 6 months down the line that they infected you with HIV, it's not 50-50 as you making the decision and them not disclosing?
Listen, if I had unprotected sex with somebody that I don't know, yes, that's my fault.
Exactly. But you know what else, though?
That person knew that they had HIV.
Exactly. That's my point.
When it comes to genitalia, you're not affecting somebody with something that's going to affect the rest of their life. It's just
but my point is, we don't necessarily know that, because if that person later found out, they might have an identity crisis, because they might start to question, oh, well, does that mean I'm gay, or does that? The mind is a very fragile thing. Someone might really take that the wrong way.
Like, I'm sorry, like I feel like when you choose to have sex with a stranger, you don't know what you're getting yourself into. That person is the stranger, period.
Exactly.
You don't know their history, you don't know background, you don't know their gender. That person is a stranger, and if you choose to have sex with a person, you can't blame them for not disclosing every single thing about who they are.
No, you can't blame them. No, you can't blame them. But I definitely, the law definitely does hold account for a person in an AIDS situation who knows and doesn't disclose. There's crimes. That's a crime, and I feel like
70% of people who are infected with HIV don't even know that they have it, because they don't still sign the
That's
symptoms.
true,
So
but there are people who do know.
You can have sex with somebody who has HIV, and they're not even going to know it themselves, but they're not accountable. It's only accountable if that person knew they had AIDS.
But that's what we're talking about, though. Because if you're but that's what we're talking about. Because if you're a transgender, you know. And I just feel like my character as a person.
You can't compare being transgender to HIV. That's not fair.
No, I'm not comparing transgender to HIV. I'm comparing the fact that you know that there's something that potentially should be disclosed to another person to give them the choice, and you're not doing so. Because I feel like, me personally, I feel like if I was a transgender, my character, the kind of person I am, would not allow me to not disclose that to someone. That's just my character.
If I had a dick, but I looked like a female, I lived as a female, yes, I would feel like it's necessary only because they're going to see. But if I had the surgery and they need me a vagina, and listen, if I'm dating somebody, yes, I'm going to tell you right away. But if I just want to hook up, and I just want to have a one night stand with a guy, I don't want you that information. But one night stand, I only know your first name. We're going to do what we're going to do. You're going to go on your way. I'm going to go on my way. I'm not going to give you that information. I'm sorry. I'm not going to do it. If I want to, I will. But
right. I just said, me personally, my character wouldn't allow me, my conscience wouldn't allow me to not disclose that. Me personally. I don't know. I would just feel shitty, and I would feel terrible, because I know that if it was done to me, I wouldn't like it, because I don't never want any. My problem is this. It's not about, it could be anything. It's not about just the fact that you're transgender. You could freaking be in a relationship and I meet you and we have a one night stand and you didn't tell me you're married. Don't ever take away my choice to choose. If you have respect for me on a human level, I think that's what this world is lacking so much of. If you have respect for me on a human level, enough respect to want to physically lay down with me, that's a big commitment. Even though it's just a one-night stand, it's still a commitment.
Who you're having a one-night stand with. It's not like,
I think it depends on the person. I do. And I'm not just being biased because the only person in my life I've ever had a one-night stand with, I ended up marrying. I have respect for whoever. If I'm going to share my body with you, that takes a level of respect. It takes a level of something. Yeah. You know what I mean? I don't know. I mean, to each its own, of course. But I mean, this is why I wanted to have the discussion, because I think, it definitely is something that could go either way.
I do. I mean, in closing, I definitely do feel like if you're having, a situation with a person, you're not post-op, you should definitely...
Well, you would have to, because it's going to come out.
Yeah, because it's going to come out anyway. It's going to come out.
Right, and I think, I don't know, Ty.
If you are post-op, and you're just having a one-night stand, my opinion is, no, you don't have to share that with that person, because you have the body part that they're looking for. You're going to satisfy that person. It's a one-night stand. But if you're dating somebody, you're getting to know them, you're trying to build a life with somebody, yes, I do think you share that with that person, because
I really think that's playing semantics.
They need to know what they're getting into.
I really think that's playing semantics. I mean, having seen people that I've come up with, my peers and people I came through school with, having seen the emotional and the mental struggle of them knowing that they were bisexual or homosexual and dealing with that within themselves. Forget if everyone else knew. Just them dealing with that, coming into that within themselves, that's a struggle, and that's something that takes a lot of adjustment. I think that you could potentially create that self-consciousness in someone who lives their life as a straight individual, and then they find out, oh, this person that I had a one-night stand with I thought was a woman actually wasn't. That could create some depression or something. It really could. I see the potential where it can.
Over a one-night stand? I see if you fell along with this person, but you was over a one-night stand. Like, you're that depressed over... Because I had one time I had sex with somebody who... Then be careful. Ask questions. Like, do what you're supposed to do as a person who... You're meeting a stranger.
But you know what, too? That could create some discomfort, too, there, because I do not want...
I'm sorry. I think that's your own fault.
But I feel like...
And that person happens to be somebody who you was not intended to be, that's your fault, because that person is a stranger to you.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't want people to go around and feel like
anything about their lives or what they've been through.
Exactly.
You are just there to have sex, and that's it. I don't feel like that person owes you anything. If they want to share it, that's good.
No, it doesn't. No, you don't owe them anything. But then by the same token, if that is the case, and, I have to say this because it's how I feel. If you take the position that you have a one-night stand with someone, you're post-op, and you feel like you're not obligated to tell them, okay, fine, to each its own. But then by that same token, if that person finds out, and then they go crazy and come after you, don't blame them, because you created that environment for that to potentially happen.
Absolutely, and that's when it becomes the other person's problem. But initially, it is your fault that you didn't ask questions, or that you just believed with a stranger who can lie to you and tell you the moon and stars,
Yeah, but you know what? I wouldn't. I would put the blame. I would put the blame on a person for not, for not being safe as far as knowing that there's. I would put the blame on someone who engages in unsafe sex with someone, not protecting themselves. Of course, 100%. What I wouldn't do is put the blame on someone for not asking I would not want someone when they meet someone to be like, oh, are you transgender? That's just crazy. And we're talking about you meeting a woman in a club or in a bar who naturally looks like a woman. That's not something that would ever cross your mind. However,
however,
if you meet a
transgender person, they have breasts and they have a vagina and they got the sex, that is a woman. That is a woman.
Of course, sure. But I think if you ask someone who has never engaged in sexual activity with a transgender, who's not attracted to transgenders, I think if you were to ask them, would you ever be upset if you found out that the last woman you had sex with was really a transgender? Would they be upset if you didn't know? And I think a lot of people would say, yes, I would be upset. I wish I would have known.
Yeah, but here's the thing. You can't say that not attracted to transgenders because they clearly were, because they went home with one. They saw her physically. They went home with her and they had sex with her. So they can't say, "Oh, I'm not attracted to transgenders," because they were.
Yeah, because everything told them that was a woman physically and visually. But that doesn't necessarily.
They are women.
But we're not talking about that though. We're not talking about that though. That's a different discussion. We're just talking about if you know within yourself that you physically changed.
I sympathize with a guy who meets a transgender female who wants to marry her and have children and do all of this, but you meet a woman who is physically female, who looks female, who has a vagina, and you have sex with her. I don't feel bad for you. I do feel bad if you want to marry this woman because she can't obviously bear children for you. She can't give you the kind of life that you really may want. But if you just are looking for somebody to hook up with and get your dick wet, I don't feel bad for you. I'm sorry. I cannot feel bad for you.
I don't feel bad, and I'm not coming from the perspective of that person necessarily. Just play it safe, because if that person finds out, I mean, they could murder you, they could snap and go crazy. It's just not smart. It's not smart. It's just not.
I mean, I agree in a sense with you that, yes, transgender people should disclose their identity, even if it is the one I say.
And look, Ty,
I believe they should. I agree with you. But if they don't, I don't feel bad for the person that they're against, because I just feel like you're just having sex with that person, and you're moving on. You're moving on.
Because look, here's my perspective, and again, I'm not talking about, you're not obligated to disclose that, of course. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't want anyone to feel like they are. I'm just saying, when you're talking about something so intimate as sharing your body with another person, I'm just pro, everyone should have their choice. That's all. That's my only thing. I'm just, don't take a person's choice away from them, because regardless of whatever extenuating circumstances.
You gotta choose a real life partner. If you're gonna just have random sex with a person, you're not always gonna get what you want.
Yeah, phones are not doing good today.
I know. But yeah, are we still recording?
Yeah, we're still going.
So I just say, just don't hook up with strangers, man. Like, that's it. That's the answer. You don't want to end up with a transgender. They don't owe you an explanation.
Right.
Period. If you're going to do it, then, that's the risk you take. It's a risk when you do it with a stranger.
Yeah, and I don't know. I just think if transgenders took the responsibility of saying, you know what, I'm gonna disclose, I think it eliminates a lot of risk. It does eliminate a lot of risk. It eliminates the risk of any type of backlash or retaliation later. But this is why I wanted to have this discussion. This is what this platform is for. It's for having these difficult discussions, and we don't always have to agree. It is what it is. You can have your point of view. I can have mine. Same thing like everybody else out there. But it's good that we talk about it, because I'll be honest, until I seen this post, and this is why I chose social media and bring these topics to everybody for processing, because until I seen this post, I honestly would never have crossed my mind, if I was a single individual, to ever think when I meet someone to ask them that question. And maybe, hopefully, after listening to this podcast, maybe people will take your advice and ask these questions. I just hope it doesn't offend transgenders for being asked that question.
Yeah, I mean, if you're dating somebody and you want to pursue a future with that person, it's kind of hard, because you don't want to ask somebody who's not transgender, are they transgender?
Exactly.
It's just such a... This is why I'm glad I'm gay, because I don't have to deal with it. A boy is a boy is a boy is a boy, but when you're straight, oh my God, like, you have no clue.
Right.
And there's so many beautiful, absolutely stunning transgender women in the world.
But you know what, too? You're absolutely right. If you're looking to build a life with someone, a relationship with someone, then please definitely tell them, because you know what? I put that in you building a relationship or a life with someone, you're dating them for 6 months to a year and they don't know. I put that in the same realm as any natural born woman who can't have kids for whatever medical reason, and they don't tell someone who's looking to marry them. I put that in it, so I do agree in that sense. But
I have female, transgender friends, and they're all with guys who they identify as being heterosexual. And they are absolutely gorgeous. Like, if you met them, you would think that they were, born female. So, but they're responsible. They're not like this, typical will let me just play with a guy's head and, like, you know.
And you know what? Just like you said, you're glad.
Something that I wasn't, and they're absolutely incredible. I want to give a shout out to Leopolitan, Monique Fontaine, who are both transgender, both beautiful, beautiful, beautiful women with heterosexual boyfriends.
You know
they're
what?
amazing. They're absolutely incredible.
Just like you said, you're glad that you're gay. I'm glad I'm married, out of the dating game, because there's so many things like this that you do have to worry about these days. I'm just glad that I'm just out of that loop and out of that, because things are so complicated now. You know what I mean? Not that it really should be, but it is. It's the world that we live in. But
see, you're heterosexual.
Yeah, but there's a lot of.
I'm attracted to transgender men.
Yeah, but there's a lot of
females and men, so it's like.
Yeah, but there's a lot of.
I'm on the gamut.
Yeah, but there's a lot of heterosexuals who are out here meeting and mingling with people, and like I said, it's the work that's being done is so good now that they can't tell. Absolutely. And they don't know, and maybe it's something for them to think about. You know what I mean? Yeah. Because you can't. I know it used to be a running joke. Oh, look for an Adam's apple. That shit don't work. You can't tell.
It don't work.
You can't tell.
First of all, not every man is not born with an Adam's apple. First of all,
it's just
Second of all, you can get those shaved down.
It just I don't know, but I know one thing. This is a good segment. This topic that I wanted to talk about. This is a good segue into something that happened the other day, and I sent the picture over to Ty, a screenshot. So do you want to get into this waiter thing with the LGBT thing that happened? Really quick, I'm going to ask you your opinion about it. So there's a waiter. I don't have it in front of me right now. I forget the city, but there was a waiter, and they were serving a table. And on the inside of their wrist, this waiter had a tattoo. It was the rainbow tattoo, and it said something like LGBT equality. And this table that they were serving, the article didn't make mention to whether it was a male or a female, but this table they were serving, the waiter's doing their job that they were hired to do. They're being respectful. They're serving the food, everything, whatever. And then this person leaves the table, and the waiter comes over to the table, and on the receipt, there's a small note on the receipt. And the note says, oh, I'm sorry, but, and I'm paraphrasing, I'm sorry, but I can't tip someone who doesn't love Jesus. And then right underneath that, it said, that's a bold tattoo. I'm really going to let Ty drag this individual for the ignorance, because I'm pretty sure he could do a better job. Ty, hold on. Let me segue you into it. Ty, how do you feel about this uncultured, Bible-thumping, Bible-thumping idiot who said that this person doesn't love Jesus and they couldn't tip them because of their tattoo? Please, sir. Please.
Where does Tyrone begin? First of all, don't accept service from people that you rejected from the jump. You know what I mean? Because I'm pretty sure they've seen that tattoo. Mm-hmm. Soon as a homeboy or homegirl, I'm not sure if it's a guy or girl, started serving him. So you accepted her service or his service, and then proceeded to later deny them a tip. First of all, just deny them a tip. Deny them a tip. You don't like what they're doing, you don't like who they are, you don't even need to leave a fucking note, okay? Mm-hmm. Second of all, you took these people's services, you fucking let them wait on you, let them serve you food, let them bring you food, and then you proceeded to, you are a fucking cheap, fucking disgusting asshole. Mm-hmm. I cannot stand these fucking people. You're disgusting. Mm-hmm. Absolutely disgusting.
Right.
I have no other words for these kind of people like that. You're absolutely disgusting. Don't make people serve you who you literally disapprove of, and then say, oh, I'm not going to give you a fucking tip. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Right.
Like, that note said more about them than it did about the person that served them. Mm-hmm. That note said so much about them.
Of course.
And how filthy and how disgusting that they are. And it literally, I'm like so livid. Like, I can't even, like, breathe right now. Like, I'm so disgusted over this.
Yeah.
Like, how dare you?
Right.
How dare you? I'm not even on the LGBT issue yet. I'm still on the fact that you let somebody serve you and then reject them.
Right.
Like, I'm on that issue first. But let's talk about the LGBT issue. Mind your fucking business. How about that?
Right.
This person is at work. You're not gay at work.
Right.
You're not gay when you're doing what you're supposed to do when you're trying to pay your bills. You are just a human being.
Right. That's another thing. I'm glad you said that.
They're not this. I'm sorry.
I'm glad you said that. That's a really, really, really good point.
Yeah,
Stop letting people's...
So we're not being
like
people when we're around doing what we're fucking working.
Right.
Pay me what you owe me. Like fucking Rihanna said, bitch better have my money. Pay me what you owe me.
Right.
That's what you're supposed to fucking do.
And stop associating...
establishment.
Mm-hmm.
You use my services, now pay me what you fucking owe me. Like,
right.
What the fuck is wrong with these people?
And stop associating people's associating people's sexual orientation with every facet of their lives. Now let me.
This is gonna get me worked up.
Let me talk about my angle. Let me talk about my.
Right now because this like drives me up a fucking wall. Like, don't listen. When white people did like black people back in the day, they still serve them and they still pay them.
Mm-hmm.
You understand what I'm saying? They pay them. You don't have to like me, but pay me my goddamn money. Okay?
Let me talk about my angle really quick.
Oh my God,
Let me talk about my angle really quick. Hold on.
Do that to do.
Let me talk about my angle really quick.
And
I'm not, and we're look, everybody. I know. That's why I sent you that. That's why I sent you that screenshot. And we're not laughing because this is funny, because it's really sad. But let me talk about my angle. And it was never, obviously, we don't know whether you're Christian, Catholic, whatever, but you really call yourself a God-fearing, you really had the nerve to put on that receipt, you don't love Jesus. So you mean to tell me that Jesus doesn't love this person because they're homosexual, or you don't even know if they... See, here's the problem with ignorance. You don't even know if that person is homosexual. Maybe they're not, and maybe they're just supporting the movement and saying equality for all. You fucking uncultured, uneducated, Bible-thumping idiot. Like, you have no idea anything about this person's life. But you're going to say they don't. How do you know they're not in church every fucking Sunday? How do you know they're not in Bible study every Wednesday? How do you know they don't participate in their church? How do you know they don't fucking pay their tithes to their church? How do you know they don't help hold church functions? You don't know. You don't have a fucking clue. But automatically, because of their sexual orientation, they don't love Jesus? Really? So because your daughter or son, or teenage daughter or son, if you have one, is out there sucking dick on the weekends, they don't love Jesus?
Damn, girl,
because your teenage daughter or your teenage son is out there doing God knows what when you think they're in bed, they don't love Jesus? You don't love Jesus? Are you a bad parent? What the fuck is wrong with you people?
Yeah.
This shit don't make no sense.
It literally is very heartbreaking, you know?
And we got more important things to worry about, really, honestly.
Yeah,
I don't know. I just feel like, shout out to that person, whoever it was, for making this idiot famous and actually having the wherewithal to say, you know what, I'm going to blow this shit up, because it really did create quite a stir. And that's all I really wanted to, I just really wanted to rile Ty up, actually, to be honest. The last thing I want to say, really want to close out. I don't really have anything else for this episode, but yo, I got to shout out Ike Avelli really quick. I really do. Yo, salute to Ike. Shout out to Ike, because Ike is really taking over this. Like, did you read his interview in the, what was it? Was that the Huffington Post? Yo, Ike is really shutting this thing down. For everybody who don't know.
Really quick.
Mm-hmm.
I'm actually going to put him on the phone really quick.
Well, I was just about to say we need to get Ike on, because for everybody who don't know, I'm going to segue real quick before he comes to the phone if he's able to. Ike is a comedian, self-made. He's out there producing and he's writing and he's setting up these shows and taking over New York and he's touring. And I feel like me and Ty need to step it up, because we need to get on our grind, definitely.
All right. So I'm gonna put him on the phone really, really quick. He'll tell you about the French Festival. All right, hold on 1 second.
All right. Yes, I really.
What's up, Corey?
Hey, what's going on, Ike? I was telling Ty, I read your interview. You're famous now. I was just telling Ty that you're really shutting everything down. So, my numbers on my podcast are getting good. I really want people to know that this whole circle here is really about greatness. So I wanted you to come on and talk about what you got going on really quick.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, absolutely. I
I appreciate it. But like, how did you? I mean, you built this thing from the ground up. This is something that really is like life changing. Like, how did you even know what to do? Like, it's one thing to be funny, but how did you know, okay, this is what I'm going to put together. This is how I'm going to do it. Like, where did that motivation come from?
Actually, when I did a Christmas party, and I was a last-minute fill-in for an entertainer that didn't show up, and I just was like, let me try some stand-up. The minute I got that laughter, it sealed the deal for me.
So that was like like a bug that bit you, and you just had to go with it from there.
It bit, yeah, and it bit hard. Let me tell you, it's like a drug. The minute it hit, I went full force. I started marketing myself, promoting, going heavy on social media, and doing like open mics, trying to get a following, and that following turned into an even bigger following.
But see, that's the amazing part. Anybody else could have said, oh, I really like doing this comedy thing. I'm going to go do some small stand-up, try to get my name known. But you went from that to, I'm going to write, produce, create my own show. That's like a whole different realm of like self-motivation, discipline. Like that's inspiring to me. It really is. That's why I just wanted you to come on.
I was doing open mics though. I mean, it didn't start, everything was hard, but I had to do open mics. So I was basically traveling for like 2 hours to do 5 minutes of stage time and then head back home for another 2 hours. And I was like, fuck this shit.
Right.
I'm going to start renting out theaters, and I'm going to start, charging people for the tickets, and then the theater could take the drinks that, come in, like a 2-drink minimum.
Right.
And then all of a sudden it just spiraled upwards.
Man, that's awesome. Can you let people know like what what you got coming up next and where you're going to be at, and if they want to check you out and maybe go see a show?
Yeah, definitely. I actually submitted my show now that's been going on for 2 years, 50 Shades of Gay. I submitted it to the Fringe Festival in Rochester, New York, and it got picked up for 4 nights in September. So the 14th, 15th, 16th, and 21st.
That's awesome.
That's going to be up in Rochester, New York. So that's going to be pretty cool. It's like over 60,000 people show up to this festival.
Yeah. So if y'all want to get to, if someone wanted to get tickets, where would they go? How would they do that?
Yeah, they can go to ikeavelli.net, go right to my calendar, and they can just pick up any date they want to go see a show, and the link for all the tickets are right in there.
Awesome. And I'm gonna put all the links in. If you don't mind, let Ty know the links. I'll have him send them to me, and I'll put them in the description of this podcast episode when I upload it. That'll be awesome. Does that mean you're going to one of them too? I was just about to say, I haven't made it to one of Ike's shows yet, but I definitely want to go. And I know Michelle wants to go too, so we're gonna see if we can definitely make that happen. Because I wanna.
You know what? Yeah, come out to the holiday one. I'm doing one December 2nd. That would be hot.
Okay, definitely.
You know what? Straight No Chase will have comp seats whenever they want.
That's awesome, man. I can't wait to come out and see, and definitely I'll be doing a recap and a review for all of my listeners too, to let them kind of know how it turned out. That's awesome.
I appreciate
you taking the time.
You got going on too.
Thanks, I appreciate it, Ike.
Anytime, man.
Links and everything in the description. He's doing big things. Yeah, we still recording. I was just letting everybody know that they can check out Ike. I'm gonna have you send me the links. I'm gonna put it in the description.
Definitely.
He's doing big things. That's inspiring to me, man. It's motivation.
Definitely, man. You guys can check him out at ikeavelli.net. He is always doing shows around, New York City and Delaware.
And I'm definitely...
We're probably going to get a show down in Delaware, so if you guys are going to be out here for that weekend, let us know, but we'll give you the dates. But I just want to quickly shout out to people. You can catch me at TyroneDesperado@gmail.com, and I just want to appreciate Kevin for inviting me on life, relationships, and everything in between. I'm so honored to be a special guest on this show. I think it's absolutely phenomenal.
Definitely.
Kevin, you're doing big things, so...
I'm trying, man. It's starting out small, but we're going to keep it going, and we're going to push this platform, we're going to push our platform, and see where we can take it. All right, Ty, you got anything you want?
It was a great chat. We dropped some knowledge, and you know how we do, all right? So we'll be back for another installment of our regular podcast, which is Straight Talk No Chaser, so...
Yep, definitely. Hey, yo, man, y'all know me. It's the same old thing. I'll see y'all in about a week or so with another one. I don't pretend to know everything. I just know what I know. Peace and love. Thanks, Ty.